Have you ever noticed how something as simple as walking can feel a bit more uncertain than it used to? Maybe you've caught yourself wobbling a little as you step off a curb, or hesitated before walking across a slick kitchen floor. You're not alone, and you're certainly not imagining things. As we age, our bodies start to change in subtle but powerful ways. Our muscles shrink a little, our joints stiffen, and our balance isn't quite what it once was. And while those changes are perfectly natural, they can also make walking, something we've been doing our whole lives, feel unexpectedly risky. But here's the good news. You don't need to accept falling as part of getting older. In fact, thousands of seniors are learning simple walking tricks that are keeping them steady, confident, and safe. And today, we're going to talk about 6 of those game-changing techniques. These aren't complicated exercises or time-consuming routines. These are practical, down-to-earth strategies that anyone can use, starting today. Because the truth is, falling isn't just a little tumble. It can mean broken bones, long hospital stays, and a loss of the independence we all value so deeply. But just as easily as a fall can set us back, the right habits can keep us moving forward, stronger, safer, and more sure-footed than ever. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's dive in. We're going to look at 6 smart walking habits that have helped thousands of older adults stay on their feet and enjoy more freedom every single day. Let's start with one of the most overlooked but powerful changes you can make: how you look when you walk. You see, many people have the habit of looking down at their feet while walking. It seems logical, right? If you're worried about tripping, you want to keep an eye on where you're stepping. But here's the tricky part. Constantly looking down actually throws off your posture and balance. It tilts your head forward, rounds your shoulders, and subtly shifts your center of gravity, making you more likely to stumble, not less. Instead, try this. Lift your gaze. Keep your head up and your eyes focused about 10 to 15 feet ahead of you. It helps your body align naturally. Your spine lengthens, your shoulders relax, and your stride becomes smoother. It's like your body suddenly remembers how it's supposed to move. Plus, by looking ahead, you still see obstacles in your path, but with enough time to react calmly and steadily. Think of it like driving a car. You wouldn't stare at the bumper. You'd look ahead at the road. Your feet will follow where your eyes lead, so give them a good path to follow. And if you're feeling unsure, try practicing this inside your home first, where you're familiar with the layout. Little by little, you'll retrain your body to trust itself again. Now, speaking of trust, let's talk about something that builds it: how you lift your feet. Have you ever caught your toe on the edge of a rug or a crack in the sidewalk? It can happen so fast. 1 second you're walking just fine, and the next you're catching yourself from a fall. Or worse, not catching yourself at all. One of the most common reasons for this is something called a shuffle walk. That's when your feet barely leave the ground with each step. It might feel easier or safer in the moment, but it's a big reason many seniors trip. The fix? Start lifting your feet just a little higher with each step. Not like marching, but enough that there's a clear clearance between your foot and the floor. It might sound like a small change, but it makes a huge difference. By picking up your feet more purposefully, you avoid catching your toes on the ground, and your muscles get a bit more engaged with each movement. It's like flipping a light switch that says, "Hey legs, we're working together now." That small shift alone can reduce your risk of tripping dramatically. To get the feel for it, you can even try this while brushing your teeth. Stand in place and practice lifting each foot one at a time, just a couple inches off the ground, as if you're walking through slightly tall grass. You'll be surprised how quickly your body adapts and how much steadier you start to feel. Now, if you're finding this helpful so far, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. We share content just like this all the time. Practical, uplifting advice to help you stay strong, safe, and independent at any age. And every like or comment helps us reach more people who might be feeling exactly like you. Let's keep going, because we're just getting into the good stuff. Once you've started lifting your feet and keeping your eyes up, there's another technique that ties it all together. And that's what I like to call the quiet core. You might not think much about your stomach muscles when you're walking around the house or heading to the store, but they're quietly playing a vital role in your balance. When your core muscles, those muscles in your belly, sides, and lower back, are strong and gently engaged, they act like a natural stabilizer. Like the center pole of a tent, your core keeps everything else upright. Without that support, it's easier for your upper body to sway, for your hips to drift, and for your balance to get thrown off by little bumps or uneven ground. But here's the thing. You don't need to go to the gym or start crunching on the floor to strengthen your core. All it takes is bringing a little awareness to it while you walk. As you take each step, try gently pulling your belly button in toward your spine. Not hard, just a light engagement. Imagine zipping up a coat or hugging yourself from the inside. That's your core saying, "I've got you." It might feel odd at first, but with practice, it becomes second nature, and it makes every walk more stable, more confident, and more energizing. You'll find your steps become smoother, your balance improves, and even your posture starts to perk up. It's a small action with a big payoff. So let's recap what we've done so far. Not with a list, but with a feeling. You're standing taller, looking ahead, picking up your feet with purpose, and gently engaging your core. Already, you're walking more like your younger self. Not by turning back time, but by moving smarter, with intention. And believe me, these changes don't take weeks or months to notice. Sometimes the very next walk feels different. A little more stable, a little more confident, a little more you. Now that we've covered how your gaze, your feet, and your core can work together, let's move on to something equally important: the way you handle the world around you when you walk. Because even when you're doing everything right with your body, looking ahead, lifting your feet, keeping your core gently engaged, the world around you can still throw in surprises. And that brings us to one of the most powerful walking habits of all: how and when you scan your surroundings. Now, I'm not talking about being on high alert like a guard dog. I'm talking about relaxed awareness. A soft kind of scanning that helps you spot small things before they become big problems. You know how sometimes you catch a glimpse of something out of the corner of your eye? A shadow, a change in floor color, maybe a child's toy someone left in the hallway. That's your natural awareness doing its job. But here's the tricky part. As we get older, that awareness can dull a little. Not because we're not paying attention, but because our brains are working harder to process movement and balance. It's like your mental dashboard has more lights blinking at once. That's why building a habit of gentle scanning is so helpful. So what does that look like in real life? Let's say you're walking through your living room. Instead of focusing only on the next 2 or 3 steps, allow your eyes and head to move slowly left and right, just a little, to check for unexpected changes. Is the carpet bunching up? Did someone move the footstool? Is the cat curled up right where you were about to step? Doing this regularly doesn't just prevent accidents. It actually trains your brain to anticipate and adjust. You become less reactive and more proactive. You're not just walking. You're walking with awareness. You're the pilot, not the passenger. And if scanning your surroundings sounds like multitasking, don't worry. It becomes automatic pretty quickly. Think of it like checking your mirrors while driving. You don't even realize you're doing it after a while, but it keeps you safe every single time. Another trick that goes hand in hand with awareness is making friends with your hands. Yes, your hands. You might not think of your arms as important to balance, but they play a bigger role than most people realize. Your arms act like natural stabilizers. When they swing gently at your sides while you walk, they help distribute your weight, keep your momentum smooth, and even help correct small stumbles before they become falls. But here's the thing. Many older adults walk with their arms stiff or tucked close to their bodies, sometimes even carrying things in both hands, like a laundry basket or a grocery bag. It may seem convenient, but it robs your body of one of its natural balance tools. So here's a little shift you can try starting today. Whenever possible, walk with your hands free. Let your arms swing naturally by your sides. If you need to carry something, try using a crossbody bag or a small backpack so your hands are open and available. Not only does this improve balance, it also makes your walk feel more natural and less tense. And you'd be amazed at how much more stable you feel with just this one change. And while we're talking about hands and arms, let's not forget what they're holding on to. That's right, let's talk about canes, walking sticks, and walkers. I know, sometimes it feels like using one of these means you've lost a step. But I'd argue it's exactly the opposite. Using a cane or walker before you have a serious fall is one of the smartest and strongest decisions you can make. But here's the catch. Not all walking aids are created equal, and not everyone uses them the right way. For example, did you know that a cane should be adjusted to the height of your wrist when your arm is resting by your side? Or that the cane should go in the hand opposite the weaker leg? It's true. And so many people end up using their cane in the same hand as their sore knee, which can actually throw their balance more off, not less. A walker, too, should allow for a slight bend in your elbows, not have you stooping over it. And it should roll or move smoothly, not feel like you're dragging a shopping cart with a wonky wheel. The goal isn't to rely on the cane or walker for every step. The goal is to use it as a partner in balance, something that helps you feel more confident, more independent, and more mobile, not less. So if your body has been giving you subtle signals, maybe a few more stumbles than usual, or a growing fear of walking outside, it might be time to rethink the idea of a walking aid. Not as a crutch, but as a tool for freedom. Think of it as your third hand, or your sidekick. And just like any tool, it needs to fit you well and be used correctly. Now I want to bring up one more trick that's often hidden in plain sight, and that's the power of slowing down. I know, that might sound funny. Most advice in life tells us to move more, move faster, push harder. But when it comes to walking as we age, rushing is one of the quickest ways to end up on the ground. Think about it. How many accidents happen because we were in a hurry to answer the phone, or catch the doorbell, or get across the street before the light changed? When we rush, we skip steps, literally. We take shorter, uneven strides. We forget to lift our feet. We stop scanning. And just like that, the risk of falling goes way up. So instead of thinking about speed, think about rhythm. A smooth, steady rhythm that keeps you grounded and focused. Walking slowly doesn't mean walking weakly. It means walking deliberately. Like each step is a message to your body. I am in control. I am grounded. I am safe. You can even turn your walk into a sort of meditation. Focus on your breath, the sound of your steps, the feeling of the ground beneath your feet. This isn't just about avoiding falls. It's about reclaiming your walk as something beautiful, something nourishing. Every step is a choice to stay present, stay stable, and stay strong. If you're finding this helpful so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us reach even more folks who could use a little more confidence in their step. And if something we've talked about today reminded you of an experience or sparked a question, go ahead and share it in the comments. We love hearing from you. You deserve to walk through the world with confidence. You've earned that. Whether you're out for a stroll in your neighborhood or just moving from the kitchen to the living room, each step should feel safe, secure, and empowering. Next, we'll dive into one final trick, something that brings all these habits together and helps you turn these ideas into your new normal. And that final trick, the one that ties everything together, might surprise you with how simple it sounds. Practice walking, even when you don't need to. I know that may sound a bit odd at first. After all, we all walk every day, right? To the kitchen, to the mailbox, maybe around the store. But here's the thing. Most of us do those walks automatically without any thought or intention. And when something becomes automatic, it can also become sloppy. But what if, just a few minutes a day, you treated walking like an intentional practice, like something worth focusing on, refining, and even enjoying? This is what physical therapists sometimes call purposeful walking. And it's not about how far you go or how long it takes. It's about the quality of your movement. Even walking from one end of your hallway to the other can become a chance to strengthen your muscles, improve your balance, and build your confidence. You just have to make it intentional. Here's how that looks. Pick a safe space, maybe a hallway or a clear path in your living room. Stand tall, look ahead, lightly engage your core. Let your arms swing naturally at your sides. Lift your feet purposefully, and walk slowly and steadily, as if every step is telling your body, "This is how we move now." You don't need to do this for long. Even just 5 minutes a day, repeated consistently, can transform the way you walk. You'll start to feel more grounded, more fluid, and more in control. And over time, those intentional movements will become your new normal. You're not just training your legs. You're retraining your whole body to move with grace and confidence. Think of it like tuning an instrument. Your body may have a few strings out of tune, but with just a little attention each day, you can bring everything back into harmony. And here's a beautiful bonus. Intentional walking doesn't just improve your balance, it also boosts your mood. The act of slowing down, focusing, breathing deeply, and feeling your body move, it can lift your spirits in ways that are hard to describe but easy to feel. It brings you back to yourself, and that's something we all need, especially as life throws its little challenges our way. Now let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered, because these aren't just 6 random tricks. They're a powerful toolkit. A toolkit that helps you walk through the world with more confidence, more strength, and more freedom. You've learned to lift your gaze, so your posture improves and your body naturally aligns. You've learned to pick up your feet, so you're not shuffling and catching your toes on rugs or cracks. You've engaged your core, giving yourself that quiet, inner strength that supports every step. You've practiced scanning your surroundings, becoming more aware and prepared, not anxious, just ready. You've let your arms swing free, giving your body its built-in stabilizers. And you've embraced walking with intention, making each step count, not in distance, but in quality. These small adjustments add up. They create a kind of quiet power that builds with each passing day. And the best part is, you're in control. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need expensive classes. You just need a bit of awareness, a little commitment, and the belief that you can walk better, safer, and stronger. Because here's the truth. Aging doesn't mean giving up your independence. It means learning new ways to hold on to it. And walking, something we've been doing since we were toddlers, becomes even more important now. Not just for getting from point A to point B, but for staying active, healthy, and connected to the world around you. Now, maybe you're sitting there thinking, well, I've already had a fall, or I've been feeling shaky for a while now. And I want to say this clearly, it's never too late to start. In fact, starting now, at whatever level you're at, is exactly the right time. Each day you practice these walking habits, you're taking a step toward more confidence, more strength, and more peace of mind. And remember, progress doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's just catching yourself before you stumble, or walking a little further without feeling tired, or simply feeling less afraid when you leave the house. Those quiet victories matter. They add up. And you deserve to celebrate every single one of them. So if any of these tips resonated with you, if even one of them made you think, I can try that, go ahead and take that first step today. Choose one habit to focus on for the next few days. Just one. That's all it takes to begin. And once it feels natural, you can add the next one. Let it build, like bricks in a strong, steady foundation. And please, Don't keep these ideas to yourself. If you have a friend, a neighbor, or a loved one who's also navigating the ups and downs of walking safely, share this video with them. You never know whose life you might help, simply by passing along a few encouraging words and a gentle nudge in the right direction. We'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Have you tried any of these walking tricks before? What's helped you feel steadier or more confident? Or maybe you have your own tip to share with others. Let's build a little community here, one step at a time. And before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. It helps us keep bringing you helpful, down-to-earth advice that makes life a little easier and a lot safer. You can also hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. So here's to walking with confidence, to feeling stronger, steadier, and more capable every single day. And most of all, here's to living your best life at any age. Because you deserve that. One step at a time.